Feel my. Don't panic, I'm the. You're on fire.
Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and I mean, these intros are just getting out of hand, aren't they? But we are back with my OP Platoon series, and this is a special episode because we are not doing just one tank replay with one type of tank. We're doing two separate tanks for this video. One replay will be in the Kranvagn, and one will be in the 50B because both of these games are absolutely insane. But before I do get into these games, I want to ask that you please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Fantastic way to support content like this. But anyways, with the self-advertising out of the way, we're going to get right on into the Kranvagn replay for the first battle here. And here we are. Once again, I am tuning with Droodles in this video because, of course, we did a giant tune session where we platooned in many different tanks. And all of them were very, very fun and engaging, of course. But here we are on Middberg, and this is a map that perfectly favors a tank like the Kranvagn. And the Kranvagn is obviously a very strong tank solo, but in double platooning, it is twice as capable when it comes to clipping, twice as capable when it comes to holding, and it's just insanely funny and honestly kind of just cringe. But what else is there to say about this whole series? I'm only playing in cringe tanks, so that's to be expected. But anyways, the Kranvagn is one of those tanks that you can sort of just send wherever you like on the map. You have super speed boost, which is something that the tank has always had. It's always been a great factor into getting your tank into position quickly. And honestly, because this tank already has fantastic reverse speed, sometimes it's really good to actually just save your speed boost for when you need to just reverse out of a situation, because then you can reverse at more than 20 kilometers an hour. This tank is also very good at holding, like I said earlier. The turret armor on this thing is almost unpennable, and a lot of people just resort to shooting HE at it. Not to mention, you can see here from Droodles absolutely nuking this Type 61, the clip is very deadly because Wargaming in the recent Tier 10 rebalance buffed its alpha damage for some reason, as well as its DPM. So, we're just sort of sitting here, waiting to see what kind of goofy goobers poke the hill, and oh yes, hello 113. I don't really know what this guy's plan is, but hopefully it involves him losing all his health. I think that's probably his plan, right, guys? Well, it will be after we show up on his side. There we go, 816 with 2 shells, 1200, 1692. Absolutely wrecked and destroyed, and permatracked. That's another thing this tank does really good. It's really good at, is permatracking your opponents. As you can see, the 113 literally couldn't do anything to us. And that's a Sheridan. That's a player who I would love to be able to shoot at, but honestly, I'm going to ignore the Sheridan, because me chasing a Sheridan around the map is not really going to be that beneficial for my team, because that's just going to be a waste of time. So, Droodles and I see the Destiny off to the side. We love stock Destiny players, guys, don't we all? I know all of you guys are probably like cringing at all the stock Destiny players you see in the battlefield, but yeah, this one's now deleted. There we go. You're welcome, guys. And unfortunately, I missed the side of the 260, but that's okay. We're at 2,000 damage. I know for a fact Droodles is also at similar damage to us, because he's also been getting out tons of clipping damage. And we do see that although we aren't at the most amount of damage right now, there are still quite a few tanks left that have a lot of HP. Of course, we have the E100 in front of us, who is going to be our main priority. I kind of raised my gun in the air there so to make sure he didn't just 40% snapshot my hatch across the map, because you know how E100 players are, right? But anyways, Droodles is now getting his clip into the E100, and I'm going to join him right down here. We are going to hit a very nice shot on the move, and that it brings him down to just about half health at this point. Very nice stuff. And one thing about the Kranvagn, though, is I'm not using reticle Cali on it. Droodles is. I like to run 2 repair kits because I find getting tracked in this tank is very annoying. Your driver can die very, very easily, so I like to have the extra repair kit in case I need it. But running reticle Cali will fix the problems that this tank has with its kind of derpy accuracy to some extent. But overall, we're doing fine things now. However, I'm in a really bad situation now. That Sheridan that I ignored earlier just slapped me in the rear, and Luckily for me, he didn't HE me, because he would have actually killed me if he had loaded HE, but good thing he didn't know what HE was. So Droodles is going to be a fantastic teammate here, and he is going to take one for the team by YOLOing, spotting the Sheridan who was clipping us out, or not clipping us out, shooting us, and it allows me to clip him out. And Droodles says L, nice. Classic stuff right there. And that was actually a game-winning play right there. Droodles managed to get that guy spotted, allowing us to finish him off before he could just run around the map and be super annoying. So there we go. All that's left now is the E100, and we hit him with 2 nice shells before our 60 TP finishes him off, bringing us over 4,000 damage in this pretty simple game, if I'm going to be honest. This was not a very difficult battle to do well in, other than the fact that the Sheridan was being very annoying at the end there. But you can see great stuff from the Kron. We were easily able to push medium side and absolutely destroy everyone in sight, and Droodles did 5,300 damage. So with the Kron out of the way, we obviously have the second tank for this video. This is the 50B, and we're going to jump right on into the second game. You're not going to want to miss this second battle. This is absolutely ridiculous, but let's get right on into that. And here we are, Yamato Harbor for replay number 2. And double 50B is one of those things where, yes, it's insanely overpowered, but there are a lot of downsides that actually make it really difficult to do well in a lot of situations, because of course you have no armor, and that's a really big problem because this tank is really big. It's very, very tall. A lot of people know where to HE this tank because you can HE the whole side of it. Even the front corner cutouts are HEable, and that poses a lot of problems in many situations, but not to worry. Wargaming has our backs, and they gave this tank reactive armor. Now, that doesn't help against HE shells, but against normal shells and heat shells, having reactive armor on double 50B is just so stupid. Like, why does this tank have reactive armor? This is what I mean about the balance of tanks with consumables. It just doesn't make sense for half of these tanks to have these kind of consumables. It just gives them way too many overpowered characteristics that just make their gameplay really stupid. But anyways, you're going to see here that we have to play it very slow. I make a really bad error in the beginning of this battle here, and there goes all of my health. Something shot me, probably the E3 at the back there, for 600, and yeah, the E100 or something else shot me for 400 as well. So there goes all my health. I now have to be even more careful, and the thing with the 50B is you have to play very cautiously for most of the battle and really assess where the enemy players are going to be. That doesn't mean this tune isn't any less dangerous because, of course, unlike the Kron, you actually have an extra shell, meaning that this tank can deal even more clipping damage, and you can almost one-shot or one-clip tanks if you are able to get both you and your teammates shots into their tanks without bouncing. It's really quite incredible how much damage you can actually output in 2 of these tanks. But you can see there, unfortunately, we bounced the T-22 because he was quite far away, and the 50B's accuracy isn't exactly that good. However, we're going to get a lovely surprise here from our friend in the 114 SP2 who did try to shoot me earlier. And this guy, I don't really know what was going through his mind in this battle. I'm assuming nothing, because he makes one of the worst plays I've ever seen in my life, but you're going to see that in just a moment here. Droodles is going to move up because he notices the E100 is kind of free damage, and he's going to try and deal with the Chieftain. But hello, the 114 SP2 decides, yes, I am going to not shoot at anyone. I'm going to look towards Droodles' direction, and then I'm going to look towards Flossie's direction, and then I'm just not going to do anything, and I'm going to get one clipped by Flossie. Fantastic play, 10 out of 10 gamer right there. And yes, Droodles is in fact clipping out the C100, so good on him for getting out that damage as well. We're at 2,200 damage. The C100 is going to need to go, and unfortunately, the E50M on our team does get finished off, but that's alright. I finish off the E100 with one of my shells, and at this point, Droodles is on a reload, so we're going to wait until we have both of our clips left. It's very important to have a teammate who you can VC with or coordinate your gameplay with, because making sure you both have shells at the same time is going to allow you to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there goes a pretty much full health Chieftain. Excellent stuff right there. We love to see the autoloader gameplay, don't we, guys? That's what you're here for. And there's going to be more of that, don't you worry. Look at this E3 showing us his true skill by driving into the middle of 2 50Bs in a platoon. That is exactly what I would be doing in the E3 in this very situation. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to pop my reactive because I wasn't sure if he was going to turn around and shoot me, but it doesn't matter. 716, and Droodles finishes him off. That was a full health E3 about 6 seconds ago, and now he is smoking and back in the garage. Unfortunately for us, though, although we are doing all this amazing clipping and extremely OP gameplay, there's still 2 mediums left, and although they are both one-shots, they are going to be very annoying end game because, of course, like the Sheridan in that last battle, having tanks with mobility at the end of the battle can be devastating to your ability to win the game. We also don't know where the 183 is, and our friend in the 268V4 is going to find out very soon where the 183 is. There goes 1,200 of his health. We love 183s, don't we, guys? But that's okay. Here come the Clippers. Hello, 183. What's up, bro? There's 2 shells into you, 3 shells, tracked and dead. There goes a 183. And we're at 4,400 damage now. Droodles earlier was luckily able to pick up the kill on the T-22, so now all we have to do is deal with this Murat who's going to try to run away. But the 50B has amazing mobility, and this Murat is, unfortunately for him, not going to be able to run, and bam, 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 there goes the Murat, bringing us over 4,500 damage, getting us the victory. What a fantastic battle. And one more thing about this game that you will notice when I go to this screen right here, I got 4 kills, and that'll show up in a second. Come on, Wargaming, load my kills. There we go, 4 kills right there, and Droodles got 3 kills. We got all 7 kills in this battle. We absolutely carried the shit out of our team. Droodles did 4891 damage. Combined, we almost did 10,000 damage. This was one hell of a game. An extremely good showcase of just the power of double autoloaders, especially with 4 shells when you can almost one-clip tanks out of existence. And there you go, guys. The Kron and the 50B, both deserving of being in this video for the overpowered Platoon series of tanks that I am showcasing on my channel. And with that out of the way, for any of you who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's a great way to support the channel and stay up to date when I post videos almost daily. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.